What's going on, guys? It's Coach Noob back in the building with another one. As usual, it's going to be jam packed full of jewels, and your time is always appreciated because you can be doing anything but you and me checking out these reviews. Hey, this one, man, I'm shaking my head, bro. It's about a man who unalives a woman with her own gun, bro. Let's get to it.
We are learning much more tonight about a deadly encounter that played out on a Center City sidewalk late last week. Newly obtained surveillance video shows the moment it all unfolded last Friday evening at the corner of 12th and Chestnut. As the video shows, it began with a verbal argument and quickly escalated. The woman killed shot with a gun that she pulled out and aimed at the man, who then grabbed it from her and fired it at her. Tonight, the DA is downgrading charges that were just filed against the shooter. Action News reporter Annie McCormick live in Center City tonight with all the latest, Annie.
Hey, mental health, physical health, spiritual health, decision making, man. Let's get that out the way off top. You already know how I do, man. Let's continue.
Yeah, Brian, in light of this new video that you're about to see portions of, the district attorney announced today that he is downgrading the suspect's most serious charge of murder to voluntary manslaughter. New video shows the final moments of 33-year-old.
All right, so they said murder to manslaughter, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's look that up real quick, bro. What's the difference between murder and manslaughter? All right. It says the main difference is intent. Murder involves malice, a forethought, meaning the killing was intentional or done with extreme disregard for human life. Manslaughter is an unlawful killing that lacks premeditated intent, often occurring in the heat of passion or due to recklessness or accident. So that's the difference, bro. It was recklessness or accident. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, so it wasn't intent. I guess it carries a lesser sentence if, you know what I'm saying, it's that much of a lesser sentence, but it is, they lowered his charges for that, bro. So
Lauren Jardine. Watch as a disagreement between Jardine and the suspect escalates. Jardine pulls a gun. Then it appears the suspect pulled a screwdriver. The two tussle. Then the suspect wrestles Jardine's gun away.
hey, why are you tussling with somebody, first of all, and you got a gun, though, and they got a screwdriver? There's no tussling, but that's the difference, you know what I'm saying, between, men and women, bro. We, like, men think logically, rationally, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, in this case, the guy wasn't thinking like that, though, either, because he, like they said, uh, he was in the heat. As they lowered the charges to whatever they lowered him to, bro. So he wasn't thinking clear. He was in his feelings too, bro. And you know that's where a lot of this stuff happens, man. Like these squabbles, man, and these little domestics and all of that. These fights, bro. When you arguing with your woman or a woman, because they weren't together, so he found himself arguing with a woman, which you're not supposed to do. Because you're never going to win an argument, man. For the simple fact that they think and live like off of their emotion, off of how they feel. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you don't argue with women, because you're never going to win an argument anyway. They'll do whatever they have to do to win an argument, bro. And that's what she was trying to do. Pulled out a pistol. Bro pulled out a screwdriver. Now, if this was two men, bro pulled out a pistol, bro pulled out a screwdriver, bro gonna pop him just for pulling out the screwdriver. He's not finna squabble with you, bro. You steady, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. That's the thing. And since you were dealing with, a woman, and she was squabbling with you, you know what I'm saying, and you ended up getting a pistol, and then was bogus anyway, though. Like, why are you even arguing with a woman in the first place, man? Like, it's especially if it's not even your woman though, and you don't even know her. Just don't say anything to her. Move around.
Stopped the video before the shooting. Police say he shot her multiple times. Additional video taken by someone in a nearby building also shows part of the crime.
And he was squabbling with two women though. It seemed like at the end, you seen that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, what's going on with Buddy?
Police arrested and charged John Kelly. This all unfolded just before 6 p.m. Friday at busy 12th and Chestnut Street. Jardine's family shared these photos with Action News. Just last year, she spoke at a city event for adult education and family literacy. There, she talked about working to earn her GED after her grandmother passed, saying, quote, "Now more than ever, I'm sincere and dedicated to earning my GED for both her and me, so one day I can start my own business." According to 6ABC's data team, of all the shootings across Philadelphia over the last 12 months, less than 5% of the victims were shot in the 9th District, which covers Center City. Some nearby residents tell Action News the suspect has been known to cause problems at this intersection. This man described the suspect's behavior on the day of the crime.
When I was walking to the gym, he was screaming down the street.
All right, so he was already mentally unstable. So starting stuff with people. So we gonna assume he started something with her. And like, you know what I'm saying? I'm always saying, bro, women they're gonna go there with you, bro. You're not gonna win an argument with them or nothing like that, bro. Just leave them alone. Let them do what they do, you know, and you do what you do. Somehow it ended up them getting into it, him ending up with her pistol, unaliving her. He started off with a screwdriver. Man, which is crazy because, like I've been saying, if it was two dudes and one of them dudes pulled out a screwdriver and the other one pulled out a gun, he would have learned a valuable lesson that day, which was don't bring a knife to a gunfight, man. But, you know, when you're dealing with two people that, you know, they don't take mental stability into account. And then he wasn't taking spiritual or physical accountability either, though. That's why, you know what I'm saying, he let it go so far. Because if he was, he wouldn't even have let it got that far, bro. It wouldn't have ever been an issue for real. It wouldn't have got that far. They wouldn't have ever had the squabble. She wouldn't have ever pulled the pistol out. He wouldn't have never pulled the screwdriver out. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you're in your feelings as a man, bro. You're gonna bicker with women, go back and forth, and make it a big deal out of something that's not. Especially like they already said, he's been on that. He's known to be there, and he's known to start stuff with people, bro. So let the people at the store or whatever, you know what I'm saying, storefront he's in handle that. Just tell them or just avoid saying something or messing with dude, bro. You know, that's what people who are really thinking and got something to lose and all of that, that's what they're thinking about. You know what I'm saying? If you're on your way to work and there's somebody out there and they're acting belligerent, you're not going to pay them any mind. You're going to keep going unless they like touch you or something or get in your face or something like that. Then you got to, you know, defend yourself. But other than that, I'm not thinking about that. Man, I'm moving around.
Now, Brian, the video also shows another woman trying to stop Kelly. Police believe that that was Kelly's girlfriend, and what started all of this was that Jardine tried to stop a fight between the couple. For now, reporting live in Center City, Annie McCormick, Channel 6, Action News. Brian.
Yeah, that video is incredibly difficult to watch. Annie, thank you.
So he was already starting shit, and then he intervened. He put himself in the middle of their situation. And you see how it turned out for him. But, you know, if they were already thinking, though, then they would have already known, like, man, this dude is here and he's always starting stuff, bro. Or, you know, they didn't say if he worked there or nothing. They just said he was a dude that was always there. So, You know, they should have just let the store clerk know, or whoever store it was, like, hey, somebody out here, they doing, they causing trouble, man. Could you move them around, or could you do something? Because I always frequent the area, whatever, But when you're dealing with people that aren't mentally stable anyway, and then you deal with somebody else that's not mentally stable, this is the kind of stuff that happens, man. That's why it's so important to think logically and rationally and not be in your feelings. So this kind of stuff doesn't happen, man. And just, you know, think about the future. Was it really worth it? So now somebody's dead and somebody's in jail. And they ain't saying they knew it, so they really didn't even know each other, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just mind your business, man. Stay in your lane. Or if it's somebody, if they get in your face, or if they, what I'm saying, physically like touch you or do something to you to the point where you have to defend yourself, okay, that's something different. But here, it just seemed like he said something to her, and then, she stopped and gave him, what I'm saying, the time of day, and they started arguing, and then it led to them squabbling, and then it led to her being unalive, bro. And that's another reason why you don't ever really get into a females either, bro, because it just, you're not gonna win that. And he didn't win. He lost. He went to jail, bro, and he took somebody's life. It's a double loss, man, which is crazy. Even though they dropped the charges, he's still to a lesser charge. He's still gonna end up doing some time, bro, which is crazy. But anyways, man, it's Coach Noob. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you're digging this kind of content. And your time is always appreciated, because you could be doing anything but you and me checking out these reviews. Until next time, I'm out.